So hey guys, I hope you're doing good. So my name's Roshan Zamir and I own RZ Mediascape, where we help clothing brands scale to multiple 6 and 7 figures in the fastest time frame possible. So why do I make these videos? I see a lot of clothing brand out there, that are broke, and I don't want you to be one of them. So the topic of today's video is why are you struggling to grow your clothing brand, right? I mean, as I said, I see so many clothing brands founders that just start and they don't have a clear niche, a clear idea, or they don't see a gap in the market. It's just that they want to start a clothing brand and they just start, right? And I know for a fact that majority of the people that are watching this video are following the same category. I mean, the ones who are struggling and the ones who are thriving, they know what they're doing and they are already doing basically all the things that I'm about to cover in this video, right? I mean, without these foundations, you are not going to scale. That's a non-negotiable, right? Having these things down is a non-negotiable basically. So let's jump straight into the video. First, market, product market fit, and product, which means if you have all these things in place, it's guaranteed scale. So let me break these things down for you, right? So firstly, market. What's a market first, right? If you can take a look, market is basically the type of people that you're trying to target with your clothing brand. I mean, if you have decided upon a niche that you want to target and the type of people that you want to sell to, you have to first know exactly who it is that you're trying to target. And you have to start off by asking yourself a ton of good questions, right? I mean, when I say good, really good questions, and these are some questions that you need to ask yourself. First, is there even a market? All right, this is the first question that you probably need to ask yourself, right? If you are starting a clothing brand and you see, I mean, it's just something that you thought is good and just started, no, that's not the right way to go about it. You have to see if there is a market. You have to do your market research. Next, who is your market? If there is a market, who is your market? Is it someone who does gym, or is it someone who basically loves partying? Like, what kind of market are you targeting exactly? And next, what do they want? What do they want exactly in the market they are in? Is like the clothing something that's admired the most in the market? Do they really need clothing? I mean, everybody needs clothing, but is it something like a requirement, like likely to be a very high requirement for them? We have to figure out these things. What is the longevity of the market? Does the market fall into the category of health, wealth, and love? If it doesn't, and it's like a trendy market such as crypto or whatever that is, again, you are not in it for the long game. Do they have a strong buying power? This is a very good question to ask again. Because if you are trying to go after a market where the buying power is like zero, literally, trust me, you're going to stay broke. And I know it hurts to hear, but that's just fact. You are not going to, I mean, you are going to struggle to make like any sales, even after having like unlimited discounts where you are barely breaking even or losing money and still not being able to sell your inventory. Have that research and find out if the customers that you're trying to target have a strong buying power, right? So next thing, once you have the market figured out, that's when you need to move on to the next step. If you do not do your market research, you are going to struggle with sales, right? Next, product market fit. Some of the good questions that you need to ask again: why do they need your product and not your competitors, right? I mean, this is a great question again. Why do they need your product? What's different about your clothing compared to your competitors' clothing in the niche that you're in, right? Firstly, as I said, when you're doing the market research, go after a specific niche. I see so many clothing brands, out there that come to me who are broke again, come to me and ask, how do I start making my ads profitable? Dude, I mean, if you do not have a niche, I mean, those people that come to me usually are in the lifestyle niche or something random, something just came out of on their mind and they just put the mind's creativity into designs and they just started selling, and they don't even know who they're targeting, they don't even know their story, they have nothing in place, and they are competing against some of the biggest people in the industry who know what they're talking about. They know their audience, they know their market, they have a strong product market fit, they have so many dollars to spend on ads. They are obviously going to outperform you. You stand no chance in front of them, right? So why do they need your product and not your competitors? Good question again, right? Next, what makes you unique? Do we have a unique selling point? I mean, I know a lot of people would argue with me on this. I mean, hey, Roshan, not a lot of people in the market have a USP, but they still sell and they are still profitable. Yes, you are. Yes, there are a lot of people. But if you do not have a strong USP, you're not in it to thrive. I want you to thrive as a clothing brand founder. Don't try to be average. Don't try to be like everybody else and try to grow your clothing brand. Not worth it. Just have a strong USP. Find out exactly what it is unique that you have in your offering. I mean, I'm not forcing you, to be honest. If you want, go down the normal route, struggle, grow. But if you want something different, have a strong USP. Figure out exactly, do your research, keep iterating, find out what is like the unique selling point that you could have from your competitors, and look at your clothing brand skyrocket right away. What are you selling them? This one's deep, right? Ask yourself, are you selling them a t-shirt or an emotion? This is like a very great question to ask. Are you selling them a t-shirt, a piece of clothing, or an emotion? Because when I look at these small brands, all they are doing is selling their clothing, a piece of clothing. They are not selling an emotion. And yes, you might argue with me on this by saying, I have my own logo. Dude, I mean, if you just have your own logo, that's not going to make a big difference. I could have my logo, and why would still, why would people have to care what logo I have? Why do they have to care about your logo? And that brings me on to the next point. Why should they care about your brand? What do they get? It's not like, oh, I have like my own logo. No. Why do they have to care about your logo or your brand when they have so many other options like your competitors to choose from? Why do they have to go with you? What makes you different again? Why do they why they should click on your ad for which you're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars generously? Another great question. Why should they click on your ad for which you're spending thousands upon thousands of dollars very generously, just thinking, I'll put in the money in the ads, I'll start getting sales, I'm going to grow? No, you're not. You're going to waste your money, you're going to get broke, you're going to think, why am I broke even though I invested all the money that I had? It's because you did not take the time to figure out the foundations of your clothing brand. You have just set yourself up for failure right from the beginning, right? Does your product give them status or value, or is it just a piece of clothing? This one's big. I mean, for the ones who basically say that, oh, we have our own logo, we are unique, what kind of value does it give to your customers is the question that you need to ask. If you look at Gucci, Chanel, or any other big brands out there, they have their own status. When I'm buying like a Gucci t-shirt, I'm not buying it because it looks cool or anything. I'm buying it because of the status. I want the Gucci logo, right? I mean, because it increases my status. People know who I am. That's why people wear Gucci and stuff. It's not because it looks no good or I mean yeah, it looks good, but again, the main goal is the status. Or next would be value. That's where your unique selling point, your USP comes into play. What's like the unique USP that you're offering that not anybody else can offer? And also value could also be in the form of you having a great brand story where people can actually resonate with it, and that's also another form of value, and that's when you make a sale. We have to sell humans on emotions. No one buys with logic. Everybody buys with emotions, status, emotion, value in the form of brand story and everything. Emotions. Learn psychology, guys. Learn some psychology and you'll start getting sales with your clothing brand, right? So is it just a piece of clothing? That's the question that you need to ask really, and figure out what kind of value are you really providing. It's all about the status, value. If you have that down packed, trust me, you're not going to spend another day not getting at least a sale. Last, product. This one's easy, and I mean, when I say easy, I see a lot of clothing brand owners, that are doing this greatly, and so I'm not going to comment on this a lot. But yes, always make sure that the product quality is good. I mean, ask yourself, is the product quality really good? If not, get ready to start dealing with refunds, right? Because I mean, I have seen so many people who get like chargebacks, refunds, and everything, even though they have got so many sales, refunds, you made nothing, right? So definitely make sure that what you have to offer is something that people like after they make a purchase. So these are the 3 points to basically remember: do your market research, product market fit, and have a great product, and you're going to scale. And not like not just having these 3 things is not enough. Obviously you need to have these 3 things, and then start iterating, start getting feedback. The feedback iterate loop is like never ending. Basically, the more you iterate, the more you get feedback, the more you improve, the better you're going to get, and the better you're going to expand, the more faster you're going to grow, and the snowball just keeps rolling and gets big and big. And then guys, where you like, I mean, I can't even tell you where you're going to be next. So these are like the foundations, focus on it, and this is exactly what we do when we bring clients on board as well. These are the things that we look at. If they don't have these things in place, we help them out. If not, if they have these things in place, we scale, we iterate, feedback, repeat, improve, scale. So it's a never ending process, and trust me, this is the process that we have used, to be honest, at our agency, to scale brands to 100K plus months, and like in revenue. And also, like, not just this, but also marketing also comes into play. But if you do not have these things in play, with marketing, advertising, whatever you do, you're going to stay broke and just going to lose your money. So that's pretty much it. I hope you found some value. um, do let me know in the comments what kind of videos you guys want next, and I'll make a video around that. Like the video, like it. Didn't like the video, let me know in the comments, and also feel free to dislike. I don't really care. I mean, it's your choice, but I love you guys anyway. So that's pretty much it. See ya, guys. Have a great day. Cheers.